Testing. Hopefully everything's going okay. Just need to set up a little bit more things before I start. Okay. That and that sent twice. Okay. Let me get this set up. Hey, Potter. Hey, nerd. Oh, wow, this crap. I'm going to have to take care of that later. So far, my crap has gone down. Yo, red time. Right, let me try getting this fixed first, and then I shall get started. For some reason, there's two of them. Oh, this is freaking weird. Okay, so as you guys may already know, I'm trying to get a comic started for Robin and Knight. And so far, right now, the stream is mostly going to be about character drafts and all that. No. Okay. So yeah, I'm working on a comic for them. Right now, I am trying to do character drafts, basically to see what type of people certain characters in the comic shall be, since I have a ton of models. Now, later on, I will make a model for Moon, since that is one of Robin's good friends. And possibly a few of you guys in the Discord. Once I possibly get to it and see if the comic is doing well for other people. But anyhow, basically, I'm going to load up some models, and you guys tell me what type of character should they be. Um, but first I gotta give you the type of plot, I guess. Yeah, this is my first time doing something like this. and I wish I had music or something to play in the background. but I'm doing this on freaking Google Hangout. If anyone knows how to play freaking music through Google Hangout, please type in chat. Who's Grandpappy? Oh, Moon. Okay, so basically, you guys are already used to my model Knights and Robins, but I'll still load them anyways. Just, yeah, that's the Robin model. Yeah, please do that, Red, because I'm tired of having my streams boring for people. So as you all can see, Robin's model. Hold on, let me just, yeah. So as you all can see, Robin's model. Yeah, it has cat ears. I'll pop her up in a second. Actually, Robin's hair makes it look like she has little dog ears, I guess. Anyways, so the Robin model you all are used to. Soon I shall be editing it a bit because I remember in the 10K video I made for her, Robin's head kind of breaks from her jacket a bit for some weird reason. But I guess there's still always design flaws in everything. Can't everything be perfect? Her Converse, blue nail polish, all that good stuff. And soon, as an alternate, I shall add her signature mask so she can stay as mysteriously recorded. Next to load up is, let's see, night. Crap, went too far back. Yeah, like, all right. Before I load night, I'll show you the original one. So this was the original Robin that I had because it had the organization cloak. But the problem here is that when it comes to models like these, the Square Enix type models, they tend to be very buggy, and very is just an understatement to how buggy this thing could get. I'm talking about like, look, they have all right, these bones right here are like joints. They can move around. Oh god, there's one even there. All right. So these are like joints. Hold on. These are like joints. They let me move it around and stuff. As so, it will turn her head. While these bones right here, with the little squares here, I guess you could call them mother bones. Basically, the bone that you move before the rest of the other parts of the arm move. But see, the thing here is this type of thing is not supposed to be here because, say, if I load a motion or something, then it will start stretching around like this. And we do not want that whatsoever. Eh. Reverse dab. I make myself cringe sometimes. And I wish my mouse could work better. Anyhow, yeah, there's that. Now let me get rid of this monstrosity. Now, next that shall be worked on is, next, not to work on, next to show is Knight's model. It's not really a setup, more like Google Hangout. Hang on, let me go there. I know this helps adjust my audio. And that's camera, never going to click that. Anyhow, going to the Knights model. So I have two variations, but I prefer the red model over this one. I mean the red shirt over this one, but I shall edit her shirt later because it's mixing context and all that. So this is regular base, chill, all that. Regular base Knight. And I have her ears set to a joint of sorts. Hold on. Was it this one? Yeah, these are the cat ears. Knight told me that her OC was a snake cat thingy. So I've tried the best way I can because her OC has blue fur. MMD does not really have any much fur textures, but they have a lot of skin textures, so I gave her blue skin instead. Um, well, it depends really. Like, yeah, the joints stay together and all, and it never really ragdoll. It's just the physics could end up making it ragdoll, because with models there's physics. Hold on, where is it? View. See, oh, I forgot what it was. Otter, don't go bugging out on me about snakes. Yeah, since I can't load it. Anyways, but this is outfit 2 for night. Oh. Alright, how come I never thought about that cake thing, nerd? Alright. So soon for Knight's model. Oh yeah, I gave her snake eyes as well. And here's a little funny thing about her model. So slowly zoom in. God, I gotta do this with freaking mouse pad sometimes because my mouse wants to act up. God. Anyways, here's the funny thing about her mouth. So you see how it is right now, right? Move over, you piece of crap. Onto camera. So you see how Knight's model mouth is, right? Now, when I try opening her lips, it's underneath for some reason. Like the skin apparently missed its mark by just a little. And I have no idea how to edit that to make it better. So Knight has two mouths. Like, look at this. The lips are right here. Like when I close it and back the camera up a bit, it's practically unnoticeable. Like, can you notice that from this far? No. But until I open it, like, All right. So now my two alternative models, the normal me and then dark me. Well, ghoul. Crap. And mine the cluster of files. It's a cluster truck. Okay. So out of all the models I have, my model is the tallest because I was trying to adjust height to be semi-accurate to mine. Now this is just normal version of my model. The other one just has white hair and darker skin. And I have that one so I can use the ghoul eyes. Let it work. Like so. And like I love freaking Tokyo Ghoul. One of my favorite animes. And kinda made the model around that. I'm looking into your soul. Anyways. So there's this. And when I add effects to it, it could glow and all, like you guys saw in the video and stuff. And I could detach the hat, all the other stuff. You know what? I'm sorry to make this sound a bit boring now that I look at it. Freaking talking about details of the model. Um, Anyhow, those are just the three main casts that you guys will already know and possibly guess their personalities. But I haven't even explained the plot of the freaking comic. So the thing about the comic is that it's going to be somewhat of a superpower school kind of thing. Basically, Robin is the wielder of the Keyblade. After Sora passes on to her, Knight, Robin and Knight live together, and apparently live in a world of abnormality where things are. Hold on, this probably won't help right now, but maybe for the future, go look up a website called Depressor and search the question ID number. All right, I shall keep that in mind. So ID number 880317. Okay. All right. So back to what I was saying. So oh shit! Dude, I forgot I had this. So okay. So my character is going. So Knight and Robin basically live together. Knight's going to be somewhat like Robin's familiar of sorts, I want to say, or just friend who shares rent at the house. Try and find more comedic aspects for it. And Knight's powers is going to be teleportation. I haven't asked her what she personally wanted yet, but for now I could think of a lot of good things for it. But I forget I even had this. Anyways, so with Knight, so Knight is basically going to be possibly the familiar or just a friend or someone who shares the rent of the house with Robin. Uh, I'm trying to find a lot of comedic ways to put this in before I start putting in the more darker stuff. Then going back to comedic, basically almost pulling a shonen type thing, I guess. So I already picked out a stage of what the house may look like. Well, the interior and stuff. Some of the previous stages I use and all. User file, not backgrounds, accessories, one more package. Mm. SMA house outside. Which one was the possibly the living room? 38 was the living room. Has to be. Yeah. So this is basically going to be the living room. Just something simple and all. Where some of the chapters of the comic may start off before we go into a more serious tone, but for a while it shall be comedic. Anyhow, going back off of this, the next stage shall be what I'm guessing I should make the bedroom or something. I don't know. As if I could even find it. Like, I have so much crap. Like, I've been debating on what should I make the bedroom exactly. Like, I want to say this, but then there's this stuff right here. But then at the end, the bunk bed will work. And the antagonists, are there any rules the school imposes on superpowers, or do the people other than the students of the school have powers as well? That seems to give you an idea of the possible conflict. So basically, there's only a very few number of people who have powers that the school doesn't know due to identity or them just keeping it very secretive. Basically, there's only a few, and there's a few casualties within the world, such as rumor going around that someone is going around town eating people and such. There is only one bed, and they are sharing a room. What do you mean? There's a bunk bed. Or do you want me to make it one bedroom and they share the room? But yeah, basically, people are hiding their powers, keeping it very secretive, and basically, the school has no idea. Now, I am trying to figure out who should I make the teacher and stuff, but besides from that, hold on. Besides from that, oh, so basically, all right, what part didn't you catch? I'll just start over. So basically, not everyone has, the school doesn't know about people having powers or anything. They are just a normal school, basically. And again, knowing people and they are used to abnormalities such as non-human people. Exactly. For example, Knight, who is a snake cat thingy. So there shall be people who are, different, but no one with literal superpowers besides from animal instinct, I guess. Anyhow. So yeah, besides from animal instinct, that is the only thing that the school would basically consider like a superpower of sorts, and there is nothing against that. Besides from very, very lethal animal instincts, such as, spewing poison or something. But so far, the only student who is different is Knight. And how basically Knight is one of the very few people in very few rare subhumans to basically be around. There are others, but she is basically one of the few and is teased about it and then becomes friends with Robin. Basically that kind of trope. Alright, now if I could find the crap that I'm looking for, the other bedroom. Yeah, saying that one bed thing gave me a little bit of idea. This is not it, but I forgot I had this freaking stage. I'm going to save this for a lot of crap. Alright, that shrinks the size. What does this do? That looked like it did nothing, but I don't want to say that. Um, and what about everyone else who refuses to study at the school? Is enrollment enforced by a global organization? Basically, somewhat yes, because the government still wants people to go to school, and there are still people going to the school. Red, thank you for helping me think about this more. So, yeah, basically, people are still forced to go to the school, even if they don't like the subspecies. And I shall work on more models to be more subspecies, since Knight's the only model I have for that, but I can make a few more. Wouldn't be a problem. They'll just be editing a few models and changing skin variations and stuff. Right. Where the hell is it? Was it stage 11? And what the hell is this stage? You know what? I think I lost all care for what this stage is just now. Because I remember now. I'm just trying to find an exact thing because, oh my god, this was a different type of bedroom. Yeah, I think it was set to male bedroom. Day, afternoon, doesn't matter. Yeah, it was this bedroom. I think I shall increase the size. No, if I try increasing the size of it, things will go straight to hell. Um, I think I'll have this bedroom benched, or just give it to a sub-character of sorts. Oh, I'm not relatively fond of theater mode. Let's see, where is it? Mansion? No, I'm never going to be using that crap. Maybe. Messy Otaku Room is my room. Yeah, Messy Otaku Room shall be my room. High quality living room. What was that? High quality living room was, oh yeah, this. Not necessarily a living room, a hallway though, but yeah. And then all the school crap is right here. Right freaking here, schools and tools. Class chair class circles, no, open, empty. Try and recognize which one I wanted. The one, there you go. Okay. And for the students, I already have them picked. Now, here's the part that I'm questioning, but then again, who shall care due to the power of being protagonist or freaking main character in general of having the main characters have different clothing than the actual freaking students. But these are going to be the students so far, basically. And I don't think I need to load them all because they both will generally have the same outfits. I'm going to leave those posters on the wall. Who cares? Basically, these are going to be our male students here. Vocaloid set style, fill in empty spaces, side background character type thing. Mass produce the hell out of it. Isn't there a silhouette thing to make life easier? Pull a Ruby Volume 1, I guess. Pulling a Ruby Volume 1 would be the best freaking thing. If I could ever find that feature. Or if this model even has that feature. Oh my god, what is with my mouse? That's glasses. Glasses too. What is this? Oh, that is Mike. Empty. And this is. Okay. You shouldn't do that. Is supposed to be a uniform imposed, and this school sounds like one that would impose uniform. Yeah, you're right. That's going to take a while to chop off heads, repost heads, resize, especially. And then make sure the textures work with effects. Because because leaving the model oblique and stuff like how when I load it, it's kind of lame, and I'm trying to make sure the effects could work with the model. And the clothing as well. Or I should limit the very size of the background characters. Yeah, I should limit the size rather than fill everything up and all. Pretty sure I can find substitutes for that anyways. Anyways, I guess I could start things off a little bit comedic for like 2-3 chapters. And possibly make each chapter, I don't know, 15 to 45 pages. Wouldn't be that hard. Besides, Robin might be able to handle 45 pages of voice acting, wouldn't she? Besides, her character would need at least 3 whole chapters of inner monologue. JK. But see how the model is and all. And then when I go by adding an effect of sorts, say, I don't know, adult shader. I'm not particularly looking for a range per se, but at least enough to make the school seem like it actually has people there. And enough to seem like enough pass-buying background characters for everything to be alright. Like, I'm not trying to look for a certain range, like I said. I'm trying to make almost like a population of sorts. So things won't seem like it's all empty and just singly not enough people. ME. Felt shader. I want to say this one. All right. So see how the whole thing of the model changed basically? I was sure I could go ahead and edit light so the shine could go away. Well, most of the shine could go away. Hopefully that works. And then I have even more serious shadings. Let me see if I can find green shader. But if I want to say student range possibly to make character casting, I guess I would give a safe amount of around 20-ish. And the 20-ish being around the main classroom characters, meaning the characters who reside within the classroom. But some with about, I want to safely say, nine of the classroom, 9 people besides from Knight, Robin, and I, and 2 others having powers of sorts or mutations. Yeah, because if this is only school, then you'll think it'll be crowded to hell. But if superpowers are exceptional rare, then it'll be a ghost town. Yeah, like I said, not everyone has it. There are some people who are half animal, beastkin. I'm going to find a word for that. Beastkin? Beastkin. Beside. Hmm. Red, do me a favor and try making a word for beast people. Anyways, so with this, like for example, her, she will not have powers. I want to make her the club president at this point because that hair says it all. Glasses, hair, bow in the back, long hair. Yep, that screams class president. Even though all the other girl uniforms have the same thing, but I could just take away the glasses. Cancel. Now here are our more fortunate students who basically get that whole little freaking main protag defense. Now let me find that vault. Okay, how shall I do this? The green duo first because they're my favorite. And red, if you could recognize these characters by any means, then one, thank you, and two, beastkin is good enough, but it implies that at least one of the parents is just a natural beast or another beastkin. I'm going to make it more like there's a chance between two humans. There's a chance that the child will be born a beastkin because of some strange mutation over the years, or the chances are higher with a natural effect of a human and a beastkin, or a beastkin and a beastkin. So here's the first boy, the butchy boy. One of the people who have powers, but are more on the delinquent side with his two twin brothers, not directly look alike, but born around the same time. Let me just move him aside. Freaking, my mouse. Why does it do this? It does like a whole double click thing, making me mess up. Let me just register you there. Basically, I'm going to explain it all out since this is just part one and showing a rough draft of how things work and stuff. So I have no problem going over this and figuring out how it works and all. Here's his first brother, who is Boomer, the dunce of the three brothers, the one normally picked on by the other two, and also a delinquent. Then you're talking about a heredity. And for my sake, I'm not even going to attempt that. Hereditary. Hold on an appropriate name. And no, I don't recognize them. Well, I haven't loaded in the more recognizable ones. These three are easy to miss over. Now there's Brick, who is the leader of the three brothers, and them in their mischievous ways. And yes, all three of them have powers, but they at least keep it secret enough. Brick, Brick, Butch, and Boomer are one of the more popular ones around the school. And alright, are one of the more popular ones around the school, and they have has caused ruckus in the past before, such as they have stolen from convenience stores and all that. They were practically born with their powers. There shall be more detail on that later. Now here are the more recognizable ones. They, hey, what happened? Hello there, Core World. Now here is Buttercup. If my mouse can work. Oh wait, no, it's connected to the wrong bone. But she is one of the more of her. She has two sisters. Yeah, so she has two sisters. Freaking. She has powers as well. and she is not delinquent like the others. Her and her sisters are good. Again, red. If you recognize these, then you'll understand where those three are going. Those six are going. Oh my god, why am I connected to the wrong bone again? So we'll just do that. Load. Awesome. Then there's Blossom. Okay, fix the camera. Then there is Blossom, who is leader of the three sisters, prefers order and all that. Why is my charger doing that? Okay. So she prefers order, keeping things in check, and actually cares about the school a bit. But practically from Snake Park, part jet etymology. I have no clue what you're talking about. It's freaking. Oh my god, move. Well, we go. It is Bubbles. Okay, what the hell is with my camera? Okay, it's basically Bubbles. She's the kinder one of the sisters. Was born very, very weak with her powers. She barely muster up anything of it. But it's still relatively there and comes out in very, very small bursts. But all three of them keep. Germo Beast. You asked me. Yep, there you go. You found out what it is. And all right, you're going to have to hit. Hold on. I'm going to get into General 1 of the Discord so you can tell me how to pronounce that. But yeah, Powerful Girls. But a very weakified Bubbles. At least in my version, they're not going to be as cringy as the reboot. I'm pretty sure a lot of fanfiction would be better than the reboot. And also, don't worry, there's not going to be any ships or anything like that within this. Well, let me go fix my keeps going in and out. Okay, I fix it. So, as I have mentioned, no, I'm not going to be putting any ships or anything like that until chapter 163. Correction, until chapter 69. JK? Beastie Genomai. Beast. You know what, Red Time, you earned yourself a spot on the development team. You earned yourself a spot on the development team. You basically get it, but Bubbles is the weaker born of the three sisters, while Buttercup and Blossom basically keep their usual selves. And sadly, and this is going to be where all the students basically out of their parents' house. So don't be expecting a professor or anything like that. Now, as I said, uh, isn't that going to be? Oh, what the hell? Closed. So here's the thing: there are going to be a little bit of an alternate universe thing, but they'll come in like way later when conflict arrives. Holy shit, my CPU. The Fusion Fall Powerpuff Girls were inspired by the Powerpuff Girls Z series that aired on Boomerang after it was canceled on like freaking Funimation. And let me just say, they censored the crap out of it. Okay. Where's the mysteriously reporter Discord? There it is. Red Time, you there? Yeah, I can hear you. So, in how in God's name do you pronounce that thing?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Hold up. Isia, and it's just Gino, but with an E replaced with an I.
So, BC Gino.
Oh wait, I gotta mute the stream. Here we go.
Uh,
There we go. Yeah, it was like a 2-second lag the entire time.
yeah. So, BC Gino is what I'm getting.
Well, it's Gino, except I replaced the E with an I just so it looked nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just Isia Gino.
All right. BC Genome.
It literally just translates to beast genetic material. That's all it translates to.
Okay.
And here's the kicker: it's in English. It's just a fancy way of using it.
Okay, so I'm going to make Knight have fun with that. Because Robin, me, and Knight are supposed to be dubbing this thing.
Oh, I see. When you said comic, I imagined just panels. Like you would use the models and the backgrounds, correct? But you wouldn't animate anything.
Yeah, I'm not animating anything.
Oh, so it is comic panels, but you are just having them dubbed through it, like a dramatic reading of a comic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's basically going to be like that. Now, if we want to go the extra mile, we will add words onto the images themselves. I'll make sure I make the resolution big enough for it all. And it is possible to add speech bubbles to it if we want.
Wait. So the original plan was not to do that.
The original plan was looking like something like that.
So what about subtitles then? If there's not going to be speech bubbles, how do
Yeah,
people
we're
who are deaf?
yeah we're going to obviously add subtitles.
Oh, just on the video itself.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like it was either going to be subtitles on the video itself, put in actual subtitles through the captions, or put in speech bubbles,
Got it.
so it could seem like more of an official comic dub.
Right. Because that's what I imagined was going to happen. That you would just do the speech bubbles.
Yeah,
In that case, you need a writer, but obviously you already did.
yeah. So yeah, Knights is going to be the writer. Basically, we're going to work out a whole script kind of thing. Then Knight is going to type it all out due to her being so fluent with fan fiction.
Right.
And besides, is a good chance for Knight because remember how she went on a whole rant to about how people were saying her fan fiction writing was crap and all that.
Oh, Knight's planning to write this then.
More like I appointed her to write this.
The one responsible for writing is Knight.
Yep,
Okay.
Rama's in charge of voicing. I'm in charge of making the images and all. Then Knight's in charge of
Now with
writing.
research.
Yeah, help with research. And plus, you can help with most of the characters.
Right.
More of the background.
No concerns about world building and such.
Yeah, basically we are basically some of the premise is going to be more like basically me and two others being the villains of the story.
Okay. My question now is, how much of an impact does the setting and the side characters have? Like, what is the focus of this narrative?
Well, see, here's the thing: the side characters are important because some do relatively make appearance and have character development throughout. Sure, some people may see side characters like when you watch a series and you see the side character having development, you're just sitting there like, what's the point? Why are they important at all? And they do nothing else with that character throughout the rest of the series.
Right, but then here's the thing: there's a give and take. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's a good idea, sometimes it's a bad idea. Only good ideas happen when you plan those things out.
Mhm.
So my question is, are we putting focus into the side characters and for what reasons? And if not, then how do we manage and or explain away the purpose of side characters in the story? How much are we incorporating them? And especially how much are we incorporating the world building? How often are we going to nudge into information about the world itself? Like the questions I asked at the beginning of the screen.
Well, see, it's more when you say world building, I think of more of a general, like global scale on its own. Sure, the first global scale thing we will do is, announce the whole thing with the beast Geno. How you say it again?
Bestia Dino.
Bestia genome.
Yeah.
Basically, we'll explain about that and how that's a very rare global scaling due to it appearing randomly one day out of mutation.
That's not the complete scale of all the superpowers, right? Like not every power is that.
Yeah, not every power is that. See, here's the thing: not everyone has powers. Knight is relatively special because basically she managed to just do it one day without knowing. Like that will go into more detail later.
Wait, so it incorporated in the middle of her life. Sorry, not knife. It happened in the middle of her life, not at the beginning.
Yeah, in the middle of her life.
Got it.
Somehow she was just able to open portals.
All right, really, really important question: is this kind of superpower phenomenon well researched? Because if it's not, and she's just one of the very few people who have this ability and plans to use it publicly, someone's going to run tests on her. Especially if you have a government enforcing academics and people going to the school. people will do tests on her if it's not well researched. But then if it is, you have to explain how it's been well researched despite not having that many people with this superpower.
Now, there's the thing. I knew this was coming up eventually. Um, it's going to be. Hold on, let me just keep loading models and crap because I don't want this to get boring. So basically, with the whole power system, as I mentioned before, is more of a secretive thing. Like more of how in the show the Powerpuff Girls will go out and people know they have powers and stuff, and more like almost like a whole Batman kind of thing where people don't know about them having powers or being heroes at all. They just do it. They
But
just
then the physical deformities of Night, how would you explain that then?
because, like I said, there are a few people around. There is a rare chance of your child being born as a beast. Oh my god, I'm going to try to get used to that word eventually. Beast genome. There are people going to be born like that, and see what the beast genome is. Regular people don't like them because how they are different, and also how they have more animal instinct, may I say. And eventually, they'll make an impact as well. Because you know how a dog has very good hearing and very good smell, and how will pick up things faster than how a person would.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. Now, say one day, I don't know, someone who is a dog genome, I guess we could say for short, relative to their species, a dog genome, is just casually walking and sees these guys playing basketball, and there's another group of students right behind him as his way is crossing. Next thing you know, they throw the ball, and him being a dog, having the dog sense, he'll be able to pick that up very quickly, move out of the way of the ball, and the other people get hit, but blame it on him for moving out of the way.
But people, first off, in that example, people are not that dumb.
Well, people.
Second of all, my question is that implicit? Do they have the ability to just choose to use their skills, or is it just an inherent thing? Like if I threw a ball to a dogkin, does he just naturally go for it and then he has to hold himself back, or does he just outwardly choose to out of complete free will? How does that work?
It's more of a free will thing because.
Okay, good. But the other thing opened up a can of worms.
Yeah, that would have been a big can of worms there. It's more like they don't have relative most. All right, they are still people. They just have the animal features.
Plus, then.
Yeah, they're people plus having animal features, and some of their animal instinct abilities, but not like straight animal instinct where a wolf person would eat a rabbit person, something like that.
Right.
And also,
to clear up the air. It's not like a mix of the things. It's human base.
yeah,
plus.
yeah. And also another thing before a whole nother can of worms gets freaking open, I'm not going to relatively show people eating a lot because let's face it, we're going to be raising some flags here of so are they all able to freely eat wherever the hell they want, or do they have to eat based on their species?
No, not at all. They're secrets. So even if they did have specific spots or habitats where they ate,
yeah,
every single one of them has to be secret, right? And that's a way bigger priority. What they'll have to do to compensate is probably do what they did in the camps and just have a designated cafeteria for them because no other place is better.
Well, see, here's the thing: the school that they're going to be put in is to set away the diversity to see if people will actually mingle. But you know, with them being outcast by everyone else, they are all going to sit at their own individual table, being outcast by everyone else. Basically, saying that they make their own individual inside group with
right. This cafeteria where these seats will be secret, right? The school itself is secret.
No, the school itself is not secret at all. People are just welcome, like how a normal ordinary school would be, but they are just forced to go to school.
But the superheroes with superpowers themselves have to be secret. Right?
Yes, they have to be secret of their powers.
Oh, so this is a mix of both. So the school is a power for let me correct my words. So the school itself is a school for superpowered individuals, but it's as a front of being just a regular school. So to everyone else, it's a regular school, but in truth, it's regular students and superpowered students just being together.
Yes, because the way I was going to make it is how All right, the Powerpuff Girls will get their missions from the schools, basically telling them what they need to do, while Bubbles stays behind because remember she's the weaker one in the group now. And how the boys, as delinquents, would ignore this and do whatever the hell they want. And Knight and Robin just live throughout their lives they because Knight keeps her powers entirely secret and only Robin knows. And Robin, as a Keyblade wielder, well, I'm gonna make a whole Anthem thing there later, but yeah, they just do their daily lives. And Knight doesn't use her powers because as much as she could teleport is going to be almost like a portal system where she has to shoot one there and the other one over there. And remember, try and keep it secret so no one could actually find out about her.
May I just really quickly talk about how the powers themselves are going to work? Like, do these teleporting portals have durations? But you just not leave it in one place and then walk away.
Well, they have a time limit of how long they can be open.
All right, so they have durations. Okay, that's important because if there wasn't, you could do things like establish a link to the school and whatever location she lived in, and have way more opportunities to be stealthy. But that changes opportunities like, hey, do the two walk together to school? Do they talk to non-superpowered people?
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
And how do they have those social lives?
Like I said,
That's important when you're talking about teleportation.
Now, see, here's the thing. For the beginning of the comic, I'm going to be making it seem like Robin and I've been ignoring the comment section. Let me just check, make sure if anyone asks anything. So basically, here's the thing. So for the beginning comic, I'm going to be showing it how Jay's been talking. Freaking nerds back. Wow, how many files do you have, Omar? I have a crap ton. Yeah, we got too in depth with this. Anyways, for the first bit of the comic, I'm going to be making it seem like Knight and Robin are late for school, and Knight's ability does let her to open portals in a portal type system, but she's able to set one without it being shown. So she could set one, but the second she opens the other one is shown. But with Knight being kind of sneaky and all, she kind of knows one spot where no student goes to and kind of opens a portal there so they can get to school fast whenever they're late. But she has to preset it before anything else.
Right. See, the reason I'm trying to make sure that all the questions I'm asking you are prevalent to the first panel, to the first comment. Things about how the school works determines the actual setting and what they'll be doing in it. Determining how the powers work will have to be introduced that can't be delayed until later on. So, like when it comes to magical powers and superpowers, one of the most crucial things is the audience understands the rules that are applied to it. If they don't, your characters might as well be God, and who cares at that point, right?
Yeah.
You need to establish those rules very early on, way before they're used for combat or anything like that.
Yeah, see, basically the first chapter is going to be somewhat like goofing around and introducing the whole Beast-Eye genome thing. Second chapter is going to be introducing how... Alright, first chapter will introduce the Beast-Eye genome and how Knight has powers, and how Robin has the Keyblade and all. And is just going to be goofing around till then. Possibly around the third chapter, I will be revealing that the girls have missions and stuff from the school at night, and how every month on the first they have to do tests and scalings of their powers to see if there's any improvements. And
okay, so if I can break this down, the first comic would be about the main characters' origins and their rules. The second would be the world and how the setting works, its rules. The third would be the conflict that they have to deal with. So that'd be the tests and things like that, the missions.
Well, the third will practically be more about the scaling and how the girls have missions at night. The fourth comic is where the conflict is announced, though. Because...
so you did that for the fourth one. Okay.
Yeah. Because, again, I want to break this down into ingestible pieces, kind of.
So each comic itself is going to be quite short, then?
Not quite short, but a little bit exponential in explanatory way. Basically, explain...
By exponential, do you mean like they get quantitative bigger per comic? You said exponential.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bas- Basically, like I want to see if people would actually enjoy it, and if people enjoy it, then there'll be more pages and a little bit more detail within information.
Jay's giving you some questions.
Yeah, I'm checking that out right. I'm about to check that out right now. If I can make this, all right. So Omar, do you have a ending planned up? Well, I'm the type of person who just kind of rolls with it. So I do have an ending for the conflict. I do have an ending for the peaceful times, and I do have a somewhat ending to them finding out how things work. Now, for an ending in general of how the comic would end and all, no, I don't have a plan for that because when the time comes, I'll know I make it special enough for it. And also, so is there a power scale? And yeah, there will be a power scale. I'll put that in like almost a beginning after cover type thing. Basically, I'm going to be doing fan picks, all that, which who's the most fan favorite character and all that. But for power scaling, I will do that after each character is somewhat explained.
When you introduce these characters, it's not the power scaling system, but instead the power scaling system is just a reference for the characters you've already gotten to know.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, again, I'm going to be editing the students with the school uniforms that you saw earlier. I'll be editing them to look more beast-like and all. I'll try finding some jaguar print skin and all that.
Okay, quick question. Are you sticking with mammals or just anything's fair game?
I want to say anything is fair game, but that's if I could find it. So for now, it shall be mammals, few reptiles here and there. There will be hybrid mixes, but mainly for now, mammals and possible reptiles. Now, a feature for birds, I don't know if I want to add that because now I know I said this is going to be a whole beast thing with half animal hybrid and all that, but adding a bird would kind of throw a little bit things off here
Is it
because
because you don't want to introduce flying just yet?
more like I don't want to introduce flying for like regular students because I
Wait,
could
the regular students could be bee skin?
no, I mean the regular beastkin students because remember how due to them being different they look down upon
And
and
flying is a pretty public activity, I can imagine.
yeah. And you can imagine some people being jerks and possibly trying to throw a rock at someone, which I will try introducing as well about rules with beaskins, like inner type rules, not public rules. Publicly, they could do whatever they want with their abilities, but due to them being looked down upon by most people in society, they kind of keep tend to rules on their own. So if I do add birds, I will possibly give them like an angel wing type thing, and for a bird
And
beaskin,
not wings on the arms, then. Not that. Just like arms and wings.
yeah, trust me, that will be hell to make a model like that. And I think I know the perfect person to help me edit models for wings and stuff. Alright. Wrong file. Where is it? Power. There we go.
What is he going to be working on now, then, on screen?
Alright. On stream, like I said, this is more of a draft, introducing stuff, how things are going to possibly work, and the characters that are going to be in it. And I might do a possible few edits of the Keyblades that Robin will get on throughout the story, and do a few edits on the characters themselves and
Wait, do you
buildings.
think that's a good idea? Because last I remember, Sora gave the key to Robin, meaning that it should be not a type of Keyblade. So editing it would change that, wouldn't it?
Well, no, because remember, the Keyblade evolves over time and has different variations of looks.
And it changes looks depending on the person. I don't know that much about Kingdom Hearts. So
Well, not all right. See, now here's the thing with Kingdom Hearts, the key for the game wise, you basically have to collect stuff to make it look different. But for story
all the
wise,
modifications then.
yeah. But for story, but for actual story wise for Kingdom Hearts, basically it just changes based on the user's feeling towards things, and
Okay,
their
so
feeling
you
to
have the liberty to change how the Heat Blade looks then.
yeah, based on emotion, action, all that.
The hell did change constantly through the comic, but alright.
Not really, since I have a crap ton of them. I just need to scale down their size because if you look at that one fan art image I sent on Discord with it looked like me attacking Robin while she was protecting Sora, you could kind of see how large that thing was. Alright, so this is basically a dark version of the Powerpuff Girls that will come in very later in the series, depending on how good it hits. So far, Dark Blossom. Uh, you know, like, should I go over the dark versions right now or save that for later? I don't know.
Well, if it's not going to be introduced in the first couple of comics, I wouldn't recommend spoiling it now.
But no one knows how they're going to be. Ah.
You are pulling up the models, correct? I am on the page for this.
Yeah, besides, most of the models need to go through edits, and I'm trying to figure out which effects should I stay constant with, or should I keep changing effects or going back and forth with them? Because remember, I told you some models react differently to certain effects. I can't use ray shade
You're
because
cutting off a lot. Just letting you know. I'm missing half of what you said.
my connection seems fine. Yeah, I've seen the Powerpunk girls.
Let me check mine.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen the Powerpunk girls comic. That's why they are here. So how is it? Is your connection better or?
I can hear you.
All right. So basically, all right. Where did I leave off on? Right. About showing the Powerpunk girls early. Well, yeah, they aren't going very later on in the story, and also to make one thing very clear right now before this hits somewhere in the road, I will be giving out proper credit to the proper people who own some of these models, because not all of them are mine. And sure, when you give a model to someone, they have free range to do what they want with it, but you still have to give out proper credit. So I will be put. So at the end of every comic, I will put in like credits to people who own certain models and stuff, stages, etc. Now, here's one thing though that I'm going to be adding. I'm going to be adding that. Hold on. Okay, that could be cool as much as that could possibly have a running gag. Bird people. Actually, that's not going to be the running gag. The running gag here is going to be well, if you recognize this character from this anime, then you know how this is going to end up. Let me bring out my waifu real quick. This is my waifu, Tomoko, from Watamote. And if you ever seen the anime, then you know what you're going into. If you haven't, I recommend seeing the anime, and I shall explain. She's basically a otaku. Her anime was
I recognize her.
yep,
I haven't watched it myself, but I recognize the character.
yep. She wants to be
I don't
popular.
know the plot or like anything about her, mind you. So if you want, it'll still help.
All right. So basically, her anime is kind of cringy because a lot of people see themselves within her due to how she wants to be popular, how she tries to change her look sometimes but ethically fails, how she kind of says that, oh yeah, she has dated people before, but knowing that's a freaking lie. And basically, she's the cringy kind of iconic character. Plus, for the comic, she's going to be the running gag who does sometimes fourth wall breaks and stuff. Because again, you can't have a comic that's 100% serious all the time. There has to be some funny moments. She's just going to be a regular person, and apparently that one random who breaks the fourth wall here and there. Now, for certain power effects, I am still working on that concept because I'm trying to figure out what effects would be best to use. And why is this changing back? Like, I have a few effects I could use right now that'll be perfectly fine, such as let me try. I have a self lightning effect. I have a self darkness effect. Hold on, let me see if I can find this one burning. There's butterflies, but I'll save that for something else.
You know what you need to, you know what would be a good idea?
But
Well, heads up, I'm listening you from.
from the stream,
Oh, I can hear myself. Shoot, never mind. See what I plan to do because we're breaking up again at least was to just listen through the stream. Now I hear myself, and that's weird. So I'm gonna undo that. Okay. So what I was trying to say, there, I can hear you again, Discord.
all right.
What I was gonna say was you should have at least a set abilities whatsoever, so that the audience has a baseline of what that looks like in this world.
All right. I want to have to shrink the crap out of this and make sure it's the black background every time.
Hearing nothing at all.
Yeah, it doesn't relatively have a sound. Anyways, with the list of effects and stuff I have, the possibility for a stop moment for powers is kind of there. Until I get better effects, then the look of them are going to remain the same. Such as for Knight's, I want to say teleportation holes or wormholes, I guess, is going to have the rainbow ring effect. Which, even though I don't want it to have it, that's the only thing I can have it at the moment. Rainbow
If
ring.
you change the opacity and coloring of the rainbow ring, like hype up its blue to crazy levels so that
I cannot do that sadly because the person who made this thing freaking had it stuck. So that's kind of there. But I can increase the size to whatever I please at times, and I can connect it to a dummy bone so it could stick on things. And I think if I have the right effect, I can even increase how brightly it looks.
brightness, try increasing it. See, maybe it might just get white, and that might replace the whole rainbow effect.
Hold on. Wait. I think I know a better idea how to set that. Autolumius. Where is Autolumius? No, it's not in that folder. There you go. Autolumius. Open that up. Wait for it to be loaded in. There we go. I go back to MME. Oh, wait, hold up. Back mapping MME on Lumious. Remove. Oh my god, why? Hit remove effect. Waiting. Nope, seems like that didn't work. That didn't do the trick. Nope, sadly that did not work. But for now, people will have to know that Rainbow Ring is basically the freaking thing.
You're gonna have to explain why it changes into something else in story if you ever do change it from something else other than the rainbow ring.
I think I'm just going to leave that as a TL note. I mean, not TL note, author note. Yeah, author note. Because when you look at some mangas or some mangas or comics, sometimes they will put an author's note saying that they kind of changed something in the middle of it. Like for one that I was reading, it used to be called one place used to be called the Black Alley Market, but now they just changed it to the back alley. Or how they changed one character's the effects of the color of their ability because apparently it was a lot cheaper for the cost of how other paints and stuff.
Fascinating.
Yeah, like if you really look into it, there's a lot of them that actually do that. And hold on, I think I could do something with this. Give me a second.
But what's their alternative then, if not that?
Well, let me look into alternatives because I could just simply go on DeviantArt and try looking for something else if that may work. Or I could do almost like an eclipsing thing by slowing down the speed of everything. So when I zoom it up, it could just look like it's working or something. Let me see if I can find how to do that again. It's been a while since I even attempted that.
An alternative for the ring is just have you probably have a glowing orb for one of these files. Just have it circle. I'm sorry, not 16 sided, 16 points, and use 16 glowing orbs in a circle formation to make a portal. That'd be another alternative.
Yep.
I doubt that you don't have a glowing orb in one of these files. Take that, make 16 of them into a circular fixture, and you can just use that as a portal, or however many you want to use.
Give me a quick second. No, that's not it. Wait, can that be it? No. Wait, did I hit load model or effect? Yeah, I hit effect. Give me a second. Been a bit. Optical blur dot throws. Wait, what the hell is this? I guess I could maybe use that. Put a background, take off black. Oh, that thing automatically causes a black background. Let me just move Tomoko out of the way there. I guess I could use this black thing as almost like a black hole effect, I guess. What the absolute hell? You know what? Uh, Wait, did the rainbow ring do that? Alright, I don't know why it's not turning back to white. Give me a second. Just gotta load any random one. There. Okay. So I guess that thing only appears on models then.
If it only appears on models, that means you can't have it like against a wall or something like that. You can't have models walk into it then.
No, but I guess I could have it set something like this. Have the rainbow ring on a wall. Then the second they touch it, then activate this effect to look like they're transporting. Like, yeah, it seems...
And you will just show someone walking through it. You would have them interacting with it, and then an effect pops up.
True. But let me see if I can adjust this. 0.50, I guess, for starters. Alright, that made almost like a body shape. Well, if we switch places right there, 0.5. Extra 0 on the back. 2 more. Alright, screw it, that's not quite gonna work. Decrease that transparency. 0.50. You think something like this could work? Red? Red, you there?
Oh, I didn't know you asked me a question.
Yeah, X, could this possibly work?
I don't know what I'm seeing. Sorry.
Well, I kind of took away some of the transparency, so it wouldn't look like there is just a collide of black dots. So then I
Oh, so
brought
the
down...
rainbow will go completely outline her, but what's in the grayed area will just be clear.
Not really. More like they put their hand on where the rainbow area is, and they just get that they get coated with that, then just appear on the other side. I'm trying to figure out how to.
What I'm looking at is the grayed area rainbow, and the rainbow will be clear.
Possibly. I might have to work more on the effects. Wait, hold on. I've only heard of
If
the...
it's the latter, it doesn't look like teleportation, more just transmutation of body and then using that to teleport, which is kind of strange. If it's the other way around, then it looks like she's producing like a light attack. Neither of which looks like teleportation.
True. I'm gonna have to try finding more effects later on.
Oh, you know what you could do? Could you coat the skin of the model in the rainbow? That could be teleportation easily. It's just your body.
Hold on, give me a second. Someone's knocking on my door.
Poof, goes away. You could do that. That'll look like transportation.
Hi, nephew.
Hello.
Are you mad at me?
Why?
Because your charger, I forgot to give it to you this morning.
No. And right now I'm trying to do a live stream.
Huh?
Right now I'm trying to do a live stream.
What's that?
Were you able to hear me?
What happened?
I suggested that it would look like teleportation if you could mask the actual skin of the model in the rainbow effect. That looked like she's transforming into light and then transforms away from that.
I don't care for something. I'm not.
Give me a quick second.
Because if the light's attacking her from inwards, then it's like a shrinking effect.
Somebody
She
in
just
there
shrinks
was
into
here.
nothing and then grows out somewhere else, and that could be teleportation.
Ah, crap, I forgot to save it.
Oh, I don't think that's a What the? The bum? If that hurts.
I'm just gonna hide that effect. Dummy bones. I thought I. Give me a second.
Even other alternative is what you could do: have the ring itself go to her feet, and then have the backdrop become the rainbow. And when the backdrop fades away, she's at her new destination. That's another way you could do teleportation. And it seems a much more cheaper way to do it considering the effects you have to use.
Yeah. Oh, you know what
So
I
in
can.
that instance, go ahead. You go first.
You know what I can do? I can use the Kari Kari effect. Oh yeah, you don't know what that is. Effects.
Well,
Kari. Kari Kari. Colors, I guess. Make it a random color every time. Go and just make it blue, I guess. Have something like this happen every time they step in. That's that's satisfi- that's satisfying enough.
A bit intense, but yeah, I'll do.
Like I could bring down the intensity a bit more. Just give me a second. Size 0. Make it smaller. Bring up.
So scorpion lights are supposed to be a backdrop, right? And not the actual power itself.
No. The background I could just take that off if I want. I just had that because for some reason the background was staying black for some reason. Wait, why would I Kari blue? I am not helping myself, am I? There we go. Like I said, I could bring down the intensity a bit more. Just give me a second.
You know what this effect reminds me of?
What?
Someone just dematerializing themselves in tiny microscopic bits and then reforming. That's what that reminds me of. Just someone atomizing themselves. Oops, excuse me. Atomizing themselves and then reforming themselves later, or being able to move like a cloud of dust.
Alright, register to the Kari controller. It's the model. Okay, so Kari, expand this. Register, slow down the Kari itself.
So what's going to be the in lore name or reason for these lights? Like, what are they?
I'm going to ask Nai if she wants to name them. The name of the power itself is up
I'm
to.
assuming the actual ring itself is being used to teleport, and these little floating specks, these little floating specks float around as in like a sort of residual energy of the teleportation.
Yeah.
Is that, am I getting that correct? I'm trying to figure out what the purpose of these are. They look good, not to correct you, but there should be a reason why they exist.
Yep. It represents the teleportation.
Got it.
But, but only. But so they don't seem, breaking into a whole night trying to hide them thing. Is that it's just a very small effect. And only people who are so close enough are able to see these lights.
Right, because they're basically floating around her, particularly. It's
Yeah.
not like she's casting a wave of teleport and she just stands in the cloud. More of a they're coming off.
Yeah.
Omar,
Hold on. Give me a second. Yes.
you don't gotta get up. Can I hold your phone charger or is your phone charger?
Let me check.
And I bought you some banana cakes.
Sorry about
Here's the
that.
charger.
Because my nephew likes banana cake and I haven't bought him any banana cake in a long time. Throw it. Because they don't never have banana cake when I come to your house.
Hello? Hello?
I'm still here. I just had to hang up a alarm I had.
Alright. Sometimes I forget the range of the Kari could go. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna make sure the screenshot is close enough to where it seems like it's minimized. Actually, I think I could flatten it out the other way. There we go. So it's basically that. Give me a second. Oof. Boss is calling. And not like actual job, more like Gmod server thing. But still, oof.
Well, you have been streaming for 2 hours. Do you want to turn it off here?
So draft part one. Uh, sure, let me just give a little bit more details on things and then I'll cut out.
But of course.
So, any more questions or loopholes you want to try finding?
Well, my question is, when you teleport with someone else, does it need to be one at a time, or can you just make a big teleporting circle that affects other people? I'm asking because I want to know because these little specks float around the person who's teleporting.
Yeah.
Do they just float around the other people who are teleporting with them, or is that not even an issue?
Well, it's not even really an issue, but it's the amount of people who teleport with night basically increase how much dust is around. I guess I'll call it that, dust. Um and and along with it, night can only teleport 2 people at a time.
Okay, but she can control where these specks fall to, right? So she can control it to the point where they float around her, and if she wants to, manually moves it to the other person, and that's how she gets them to teleport. I.e., if she moves the dust to someone and they just run off away from it, they don't get teleported.
Basically, I want Han. I don't know his name. I
It's
have.
going to be really interesting if the concept that she can't teleport people without their consent. That's an interesting concept to include.
I want to try concluding it as more like the dust is more of a protective kind of thing. Because, protection before you go through a freaking portal.
Oh, I see. Right, because the portal itself is the ring.
Yeah. And I want to make it somewhat of a gag that if people go through the portal, they kind of feel kind of queasy.
And what will the reason that be? Like an internal disrupting the stomach, or because all the pretty lights get like stagey? How is it?
More like the lights being stagey and them not being used to it
Okay. So it
because
wouldn't affect blind people then.
they'll still feel queasy by not being used to it, but yeah, it wouldn't. They would be less sick than others
Cool.
because
That would be a pretty cool joke if everyone gets queasy except for the teleporting girl and the one blind guy that just went with them.
yep.
Except I forget it can only be two people. Never mind.
Well, it's not only two people could go through at the same time, but if more people
Oh,
start,
right. Go ahead.
so it's more of a safe travel kind of thing where two people could go at the same time, give it like a 20-second cooldown, then let two more come through. But the more people who go through, the more it drains Knight's stamina, and the less she could hold it up longer, dropping the amount of time it could stay up.
One more important question. Is it like the riddle with the fox head and rice, where in order for this teleportation to happen with multiple people, Knight has to be one of those people every single time?
No.
Okay.
She just has to concentrate the dust around the person so they could be protected. Otherwise, if they go through without being protected, they can get slight burns.
Burns. All right then, that's interesting.
Because don't forget, with the concept of teleportation, it does require heat and space.
Right, but how does that create burns? Like burns on the flesh, right?
Yeah, burns on the flesh. And she kind of experienced it firsthand when she kind of almost went through fully.
So these specs don't come with the teleportation; they come with her, right? They're not like agents of the teleportation. They're more of just an aspect of her that she can control.
Yes. And when
Meaning, if there was somehow later on the story the ability to transfer powers, the dusks go with the teleportation or not? Are they two separate things or linked together? So, like,
basically,
if I could snatch powers or switch places with powers, they go together or not?
well, they kind of go together, but I want to say if I ever had an ability like that, the person has to understand the concept of that power. So basically, say if you steal a teleportation but not know anything about the dust, if you try going through, you'll just burn yourself. You'll be able to use the
Right.
dust, but you have to know something about it.
So the dust doesn't automatically show up; it's manual every single time. The user of the teleportation has to manually include the dust as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, surrounding them and whoever is going with them, and then leaving. And as long as it's up, she's able to concentrate around other people and then bring them through. But again, the two people at a time, and the more people go through it, the more less stamina she has and able to hold it up. And remember, about like a 20-second cooldown between each travel.
That's all the questions I had about teleportation. When the stream ends, do you want me to do some researching for you till next time?
Possibly. I'm hoping to stream tomorrow of me just editing stuff and possibly getting suggestions on what those edits should be. Because
Right.
I'm thinking of getting the hard part of the whole beast eye genome out of the way.
And what do you want me to look up for you?
You know, possible stages I could use. Just type in MMD stages and try scrolling through whatever you can find that may
No, I
seem
can see on
interesting.
your screen what the program's called. I know what MPD is.
Yeah, and try going through a bit and try finding like a bit more research stuff to make power seem semi more scientific. Because you know,
Understood. That etymology is one of my best skill sets.
hmm
Quick question though: what is the criteria for stages? What settings are you looking
well, so far I already have most of the school environment stages that I need. But what I'm trying to look for is more public areas, like after school hours and type stuff.
for? Right. That means you'll have to do hex mapping for the school and her house, and everything between. Hex mapping is gonna have to be weird, but it can be done. The most problem is when you get a stage like for a park, in the backdrop, there's gonna be a thing that doesn't exist because you're gonna be taking individual stages. So I'm like, hey, isn't that like a grocery store in the background of this park stage? Well, now I gotta go find a grocery store one. You know what I mean?
True, true, but then again, I can't just leave certain aspects and parts out, making them unimportant. Because you know how in some shows, characters walk past certain stores and then they just never reference them or bring them up again, even though they continuously pass by it.
Right, I'll do you a favor. I'll try to find three outdoor settings. One where the characters can get resources, like a store or something like that. Another a public place, and the third would be a place for research. So like a library or a computer lab at the school, right?
Yeah,
I
that.
think those three settings are really important. A place where the characters can get resources, a place where they need to research something important if they are need to, and a social place, just like a general place like a zoo or park.
Well,
Sound
this
good?
well, the social place is somewhat kind of filled along with the resource place because I do have a shopping mall stage. Let me just bring that up. Oh yeah, and before I forget, yeah, I got the blood on deck.
Blood? Did you say blood?
Can you read? I got that blood and ink and blood.
Sorry, just wasn't at all like connected to what we were just talking about. So I was kind of thrown in for a loop.
Yeah, just so people know that when they see a character get stabbed through, they'll know.
Oh, we're having blood in this comic?
Very, very light. Like,
Blood is still blood. Gotta tell you, that's how the ratings work. It's not like the F bomb where you can do one and still get away with it. No, it's if you got it, you got it.
yeah, but not many people are going to get run through like that.
If you say so.
Like, possibly two, three, possibly five run throughs.
Well, okay, it's fine if it's things like, oh, they cut their arm climbing a fence, or they tripped and got scraped, right? But if it's like, hey, I'm gonna stab a guy, that's not just blood, that's violence. So if it's just blood, it's fine. But if your blood from violence includes violence, so there's a big distinction there. Is that what you're talking about? Where it's just like, oh, general injury from non-violent means.
More like a injury from a violent meaning, because what am I going to do with this big thing? Hold on, give me a second. There's my baby. Wrong thing. That is the very tiny thing. Was it this one, possibly? There's my half-baked thingy. Yeah, this one's the version with the lesser bones.
Okay then. I guess we're going high fantasy with this comic then.
Oh, you have no idea.
By the time I find out, do research about this.
Don't worry, for the Tokyo Ghoul concept, there's enough research already done. R cells, T cells, all that extra crap that I shall not go into.
Wait. Are we including that in this comic or not?
No, we're not including that deep of
Okay
information.
then. So you got a place for materials, for resources, and a social place in the mall, right? That's already settled.
Yeah,
What about a off limits area, like a place where in later on they'll need to do a mission there, but no regular people are supposed to go there, like an abandoned warehouse or a factory setting that is gated off. How about that? You need a stage like that.
well, see, I wasn't going to go that deep, but yeah, a factory would work. Because, like, I have a few stages that could work up for something like that, almost like an ominous type thing. But now my question is, how would characters get there?
Yep. my question is to you is I don't know the plot, and I'm on the precipice that you've already written some amount of it. So that's why I'm asking you what is that's needed and what is potentially needed.
Give this thing a bit to load. Uh, like there's some places in some areas that shall look familiar, but due to some dreamscaping, because Disney freaking magic. And since Robin has a keyblade, of course we're going to have to add that Disney freaking magic. So this one place could work. It could, ish. I just have to mind the scaling and mind the camera angles and what effects I put around, just in case things look a little bit too bright. And don't worry, I'm not going to use like freaking Knight's teleportation as a scapegoat for almost everything.
That wasn't a concern. If it's badly written, it's badly written. That's on you.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm paying you to do something. I'm helping you out. This is your baby. If you mess up, it's on you.
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot I had this stage. Oh boy. Let me just check this again. And the fact that I could crazily increase the size of like any accessory like effect stages, I could increase the size of it massively. And now I wait for it to actually load. It's taking surprisingly long. Oh crap. Um, what in God's name? Give me like 2 seconds while I add an extra zero right here.
Take your time. It's your stream.
Let me just add one more zero. Let me just take back 1 0 and add a four or five at a certain place. That would work. Correction three. There it is. So for public lake area, would this work? This isn't the mall that I mentioned earlier, but for a public lake area, I guess. Let me shrink that size one more.
Mine is all the squid themed decoration.
When it comes to MMD, there's not that many Splatoon things. I was very lucky enough to even find this.
There's a saying, you don't need many if you got a perfect.
Yep, and this could work as a very good city ish thing.
Well, would it work as a city? Because it has a really weird cul-de-sac like feel. Like it's not really a road or anything. It's It's just like the corner of a mall, of an open mall. You know what I mean? Not the one that built.
Yeah, I'll just say small neighborhood type thing, different district, I guess I could say, because the neighborhood
Say
outside.
like near the downtown parks, not like a downtown park, but one of those places near them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's exactly what this reminds me of. Like just those sections of concrete off the side of a downtown park, and the concrete just leads into a road. Technically, you could drive into it, but no one does that.
Mhm.
The only people who do are the people who do food carts.
Pretty much. And the outside of Knight and Robin's house is supposed to be like this. If I could find outside anime house outside again, there it is. Like it's supposed to be, one of these narrow kind of neighborhood streets. Now, I will take the lazy route when it comes to this, where they're like walking outside their house and walking off to school, and as of the lazy route, just cut to where they get to school.
Is it possible with settings like these that you could just have them walk down the street? Or, because I don't know how this exactly works, is it really just a matter of they can't move from the one spot that you load the setting in?
Oh
Or can they
no!
just move and is it just like a set that has open area that you could just walk around in?
Oh, I can move them however I please. It's just that,
Oh, so you can have them walk down the street.
yeah, I guess I could show it walking down the street. It's just the matter of perspective of keeping up to what part is their house exactly. Or should I have their house almost like an off-screen kind of thing, and not this be their exact neighborhood whatsoever? But they're
You know what you could do is if you really don't want to show like the sunset or like not the sunset, the what is it? Not skyline, just the border where the road meets the sky. If you don't want to show that, what you could do is if you have them walking down the street, angle it to their side,
yeah, like
the
this.
backdrop house.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that called?
Um. I really did forget what it is.
It's not skyline because that's for cities, and it's not the sunset line. Horizon. I mean,
Yeah, Horizon.
horizon. Right. So if you don't want, for whatever reason, the set doesn't look good or there isn't really anything behind the horizon, what you could do when having them walk is just have the camera face on their side so that the backdrop is the house and just have them walk from right to left or left to right instead of towards the back of the scene.
Yeah. All right. So that's a few things cleared up and already done. Now, before I sign off, anything else? Anything else? Anything else?
Considering you just took me to this setting out of a surprise, I don't have any questions.
Hmm.
Oh wait, one more big question about teleportation. These little specks, do they leave a trace? Like,
No.
say a minute after they teleport, can some investigator of supernatural abilities find a trace of this, or is it just instantly gone with the teleportation?
Well, the lights are gone from the teleportation, but if someone were to really deeply investigate and even study space, then they'll find a disruption of space around the area, as long as they make it within time. So the dust doesn't leave a
Which
trail.
means if Knight uses her house to teleport to the school regularly, a buildup of this residue would be at her house.
Possibly, yes. And I want to add it as a possible gag now. Now that I think about it,
That it just gets stiffy and like she has to do dust up over and over again.
like she does it for a meaningless task. Like she's just on the couch and the TV remote's just so far away. So she just makes a small one, just puts her hand through to grab the remote.
I was imagining that it just gets a buildup and just over time, she has to regularly clean it up. Like, man, if I keep teleporting, I keep making this mess.
or that
That's good too.
or that Knight finds out that someone's investigating the whole space disruption, and when she finally gets to the house, she asks Knight, "Knight, have you ever cleaned up anything?" And then when she says no, she says the house must be full of it. Then
But you have that joke only makes sense if you explain what the
yeah,
dust is. So you have to save that joke. But yeah, that would work.
yeah. But hey, if you have teleportation, I think you'll carelessly not even care about the whole space, space structures that you make.
You might if you have to be secretive about it. That's the thing.
Yeah. But let's face it, if you're inside your own house and just going between different rooms, you wouldn't really care that much. Because no one's at the house except for the people that you know who would know it.
That's very cute.
Look, I'll be honest, if I had teleportation, I'll be too lazy to even get up to go to the bathroom.
Oh no, I would be exercising all the same, but I would do it once I'm done. You know, like if you're jogging and then you're like, "Ah, I'm tired, but you didn't like jog back to your house, you're like, I'll teleport home. But I'd still do the jogging.
Yeah.
I'll still take a lap.
Like, I'll make sure.
Or I would teleport to the gym and then teleport back, but I would, exercise regularly at the gym.
Like, I'll make it to where that Knight is very cautious about when she ever tries it in public. Like, looks around to make sure no one's watching. Hmm. Actually, there's one thing I want to explain.
Here we go.
So, you know how I say about Tokyo Ghoul and stuff, right? Have you ever watched it?
Not at all.
If you want something, if you want something to fuel that character that you want to have anxiety, then that is your kind of thing. And but anyways, so basically, the thing about ghouls is that they eat people for nourishment since they can't eat regular food. But for my concept, I'll change that a little bit more, where they eat regular food, but they actually get nourishment off of humans or people, in fact.
So then what happens to the actual physical food matter in the stomach?
The food matter dissolves, making the food matter dissolves and everything. They just eat it because they like how it tastes. But people, they actually get actual nourishment from.
That's gonna really suck because then it's 100% waste production, not like 20%, like how it is in the regular body. It's 100%. So they have to be defecating and urinating way more often if they eat at the rate that humans do when it comes to regular.
No, they. Alright, see, for the actual Tokyo Ghoul thing, they don't eat human food whatsoever since it always tastes like horse
Right, that's
crap
how
to
they
them.
get away with that. But if you're gonna have them eat human food, they have to heat it very sparingly or have some kind of biological component where they can eat human food without that consequence.
No, but see, here's the thing.
That's the first question that came up to mind. The very first one is where does all that stuff go?
No, I'm about to explain that. See, the thing that they do in Tokyo Ghoul is when they fake being human by eating actual food, they instantly, once they're done convincing the people they're trying to convince, they instantly go to the bathroom and throw it all up.
That's not pleasant.
Not necessarily pleasant. Some ghouls to go to extreme to where they put a whole bag inside their throat. Look, don't get me into details about this. They let's just know they have super regeneration and all that.
Right. Because if it's pleasant to eat food, they do it for the pleasure, obviously. In your retelling where they can eat
Yeah, they can
in
eat
that
food.
case,
Oh,
they can't or they can.
they can.
Okay. In that case, they're eating it for pleasure, right? Not for nourishment. At
Yeah,
that point,
but they still get rid of it so they won't leave a trail.
June. Oh, Jay joined. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna mute me or something.
No, I just saw Jay and I'm waiting for him to talk, but I remember he doesn't have a mic.
Right. Great.
Oh, never mind.
You're on stream, by the way, just to let you know.
Great.
The conversation that we're having right now is relative to the actual comic that the stream is based on, and we'll try to keep it to that conversation for the sake of the stream. Is that okay with you? I'm gonna take that as a yes, unless otherwise.
So basically, I'm going to explain like this: the ghouls enter the school, and they're trying to live their lives like normal people, but still having to kill them for nourishments. They eat with the others their actual food, then go to the bathroom to get rid of most of it because they kind of go through the whole composition of all of it rather than just 20%.
Big question. These people have to be alive, right? So these ghouls murder and attend the same school that's government enforced, where medical checkups and superpower checkups happen.
No,
Meaning that
they don't do superpower checkups. They just remember it's just the girls. I said they only know who have powers, and
right, yeah, I forget it's a regular school.
Yeah.
So this is basically boarding school, but public and forced on.
Come on, Jay. What do you mean by it's basically boarding school, but not boarding school because it's public school? Those are two different things. Just say public school.
Yeah, uniform.
Well, I'm sure.
Public schools have uniforms as well, by the way.
I'm just saying I don't want to do. I just want to leave the main actual cast to have no uniform, to save time on me, and to just relative to the whole plot armor kind of thing. Well, not plot armor.
I understand.
But
I understand why you wouldn't want them having uniforms. It's just understand that it doesn't make sense if every other student of the school has uniforms and they don't while they're at the school.
I feel like if I actually,
so you might as well just be like they don't. There's not a uniform policy at the school. I mean, it is a regular public school, right?
Yeah, it's just a regular school.
Right. Okay, there's just no uniforms. It wouldn't be the first school to do it.
School.
I'm just mentioning that in real life,
Yeah.
public schools also do uniform.
Yeah.
Not every single one of them, but some do.
Mm-hmm. Like, let's just leave it at this: school in the daytime, government organization at night.
Oh wait, okay. So it's not like a government organization overseeing the staff at the school. The staff itself is members of the organization.
Yes.
So, for example, Robin and Knight have science class with a science teacher, and then at night the science teacher is like the third in command and assigns them jobs.
Yes, assigns the girls jobs. Yes. Not Robin and Knight, but
So who particularly assigns them? Like, who's their liaison, right? If we're talking total spies, who's the butler? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, see who the butler is. Basically, the second in command. Well, again, I'm trying to find exact models that would represent that, because right now I'm about to pull a large joke and just use Hitalia models.
Is it a butler in Total Spies? I'll check while you.
Wait, you're talking about Totally Spy?
No, Total Spies.
Oh.
Totally Spies. Yeah, Totally Spies.
No, remember they got it from like a computer type thing. They tried doing a Charlie's Angel type of thing.
Yeah, there's like another guy too, the one in real life. One actual guy and then one hit.
Anyhow, so
There he is.
Oma, do you mind if I ask a question?
go right ahead.
Oh, he's okay. So the middle-aged British man, his name is Jerry, and he's the guy who actually hands out the technology.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like their E. It's Q.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not his. God damn it. He's like their Q, like 007's Q.
Yeah.
I don't know why I had to pick Polar Spies. There's so other. It's a cliche at this point. I could have picked so many other examples, but I picked that one.
Right, pretty much. But right, I feel like making it almost like a Hetalia thing. You know about Hetalia, right?
Talia?
Yeah.
Heard of it, but I don't know what you're talking about.
So you know how every country is a person in Hetalia?
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I don't know how that has to do with what we were talking about.
School.
since all right. Let's just say they don't actually represent what they actually do in the actual show, but just as fill-ins because not a lot of people really distribute good enough models like that.
Fair enough.
All my freaking YouTube
So what's the
notifications.
alternative then? If not that, then what else?
Well, I'll try finding a scientific looking model on DeviantArt or Tumblr to use as a teacher or the cue.
Right, because I would imagine it's easy to do that for a science teacher, right? If you need to get someone in a lab coat, it makes sense for them to not only be the inventor of the technology, but also the science teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can use the same model for both those cases. It just makes sense. And it gives you a free joke opportunity too. When they first meet him at science, they're like, okay, this guy. And when they first meet him in the occupation, they're like, hey, aren't you wearing the same clothes? I'm like, yeah, it's just dual purpose. It works. And that's a good joke opportunity right there.
Or what's even more
Like,
hilarious.
explain away. The guy just uses it for both because why not? It's a little bit of fourth wall breaking, but not really.
Or something even more hilarious, have the PE teacher as the actual scientist and have the science teacher as the martial artist.
Fair enough. They'd be like, hey, listen, it'd be too goddamn obvious if we if the, if the PE teacher started accidentally letting it slip that he knew way too complicated moves for a PE teacher. So they use a guy who isn't actually skilled in PE to teach PE, so that you can avoid the whole accidental revealing too much skill in your occupation.
Yeah.
Because what happens if the PE teacher is way too good at PE? That gives it all away. And considering they're coworkers, they can just share the relative information that they need.
Yeah. So basically, the ghouls go around eating people, and one of them accidentally slips up and leaves the body, or parts of the body, and now the girls have to go ahead and investigate.
When the eventual confrontation happens, I just want to understand the tone of this comment. The eventual confrontation with these ghouls happen. Will there be murder? Will the girls have to kill the ghouls, or will there be a solution available for imprisonment and or delegation? I want to understand what kind of tone this comes.
Well, the
Would be a good plot device.
the ghouls will be set to kill, while the girls will try to capture.
And will there, let's say they succeed, they capture when the orders were to kill. Is that going to spark the next conflict? Because at that point, the conflict has already been resolved. Next conflict would be, hey, you disobeyed orders. The organization has way less trust with you now. Would that be the following conflict after the ghoul conflict is resolved?
Well, no, because I'm never going to set the tone to that where they'll have to kill. More like capture, interrogate, and imprison.
Oh, so that was the original goal. That's what the organization wanted: just capture, uh, interrogate.
Yeah, never kill.
And they're going to succeed, and that'd be the end of that conflict.
Yeah. Now that's now that is if they succeed, because let's just leave it like this. I'm not the type of person who likes the whole good guy always wins all the time.
Okay. And besides, that's later down the line. We can discuss that later once we get a firmer grasp of what kind of characters they be like.
Yeah.
I don't imagine that the characters of Knight and Robin in this comic will be a one-to-one copy of the actual characters in real life.
Yeah.
Because obviously they have different experiences, different lifestyles, different motivations. So you're gonna have to make those necessary changes.
Yes.
And once we figure out what that is, then we can decide, hey, do they have the resolve to complete that kind of mission? Are they sufficiently trained to commit that kind of mission? We want to figure that out first before we decide if they succeed at that task or not. And what the stakes are. We need to know how powerful these ghouls are. How many numbers are there? Are they all going to be named? Or are these ghouls that they hunt down nameless? Things like that need to be covered up first.
Well, yes. And as much as I'd like to talk about that, that would be too revealing to what may happen later
Right,
on.
obviously. On the screen, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess
But
that
I think we're covering a lot for the whole draft part.
yeah,
Possible ideas, what we want to take in the direction,
like
resources we'd probably be using. I think this is
yeah,
a good stream.
yeah. Like sure, we covered a lot. I would like to say a little bit too much for just a draft, but what are you going to do?
Oh, well, next time, just tell me and I'll be quiet about it.
Nah. The questions were interesting.
Wait, so the ghouls go to school with Knight and Robin, correct?
Yes.
The school is the normal school. Everyone who isn't normal is pretending to be. That's how it's working.